You're listening to Music Without Borders. Hour 2 of 3, Eye of the Storm from Godsmack. These are all requests from the first hour, so I would say hold off on making a request. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that one was the 11th one. So I got 10 more. That's 10 times 4. That's about 40 minutes averaging. So you can do the math. Although, you never know. Put in your request. Straight up, here we have the Osmonds, Sea of Souls. Right now, it's Helix. Star Material. Actually, never heard that track before. Helix with "You Keep Me Rockin'." I love it. I love it. Hey, Unnerving comes in with a super. This is going to be a superstar because nobody's requested this one before. Shoot High, Aim Low from their album Big. This is Yes. superstar material. Shoot high, aim low. I haven't heard that song in over 30 years, actually, and I know I never did the research on that whole record. A Big Generator. I mentioned Big earlier, but I was just reading the cover. Big Generator was that one. Recorded in 85, 86, 87, three different countries, three different studios, three different producers. Two of them kept on getting fired, and one in the end ended up in Los Angeles. Started in Italy. I'm a huge fan of Trevor Horn. Of course, he was in charge of the London stuff, working in three different studios there. Finally, he had two studios in L.A., but it started in Italy. And everybody was hating each other and fighting, and a bad time in the 80s there for Yes. It's funny because just that was the follow-up record, of course, for the huge Owner of a Lonely Heart. I mean, 90125 was the only record that actually got any awards in the US and from them. It was such a great group, you know. It was the only one that did anything. And then after that, I mean, as far as like, you know, making tons of money and getting accolades from their whatever, right? The industry, Grammy Awards and so forth. But I mean, I'm a huge fan of US, I mean, from the early days, Bill Bruford and all that stuff. But you know, Alan White's on this one. It's crazy. I mean, I don't. Sometimes it takes like a couple of years to make a record or stuff, but 3 years in three different countries. I don't know if has anybody ever done that before. I tell you, I love US. So it was a great one. I love it. Hold on a second. I got distracted here. We just got another super. I was doing my research on that song, and I was like, oh man, all over the place. People were quitting. People were coming back in the band again, and going back and forth. Hey, it was the 80s, Buckaroo. Probably a lot of stuff was going on, and you know, which I'm not going to promote on this show. Paranoid Android is a super great song. The first time I heard this song, I definitely did a backflip. This is it's not going to get a superstar, but it is a mustache. And all I can tell you is you're listening to Music Without Borders. I have been known to be the king of lo-fi. Crank this one up, Paranoid Android. Radiohead with Paranoid Android. Definitely my favorite song from them. It is. It's like for me. It's like every group has their epic. For me, in my mind, like for me, the David Bowie one would be Life on Mars. It just goes to some place that's like, hey, it goes to Mars. Paranoid Android goes. It takes you to this place where it's like, whoa, what the hell is going on? Space rock, I guess. Some people call it space rock. I'd like that. I mean, obviously Radiohead has tons of great music, but that song is just it's like a it takes you somewhere, it takes you someplace really, uh, you know. May the force be with you. You know, I don't know. It's space rock. I guess you could call it space rock. You listen to Music Without Borders. That was a great super. How are we doing on time here? Okay, good. We got heaps of time here. Hi everybody. That was. Hold on a second. My chat's going like super crazy. Yeah. That was a mustache, and then after that, the chat has been like wildfire. I haven't even looked at anything. You guys are mega great. I'm going to keep on going here. We're actually right in the middle of 3 hours. Some people are talking about overtime. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Let's see what happens. I'm still playing requests from the first hour, so I would tell anybody who's in the second hour here, hold back on the request because there's no way in Heckfire, and I like saying Heckfire, no way in Heckfire that I'm going to be able to get to any requests from this hour because I'm still going to be playing Flagpole Sitta and Bloodhound Gang and all the requests from the first hour before I even open up the request line again. I think that is the fair way to do it. Y'all been waiting for a long time. You know who you are. Sea of Souls. I think this is actually going to be a star. My computers tell me I have never played Dancing with Insanity. Let's check it out. 1972. Yeah, I would have been 5 years old, 4 turning 5. Crazy Horses. Yeah, that was when I was a kid. I thought that song was crazy. I'm not even sure who was the real lead singer here. It was either Jimmy Osmond or Donny Osmond, but he's actually kind of sounded like Steve Perry there when he hit those high notes. I don't know if Steve Perry was inspired in 1972 by listening to the Osmonds, but to be honest with you, don't kick it. Well, the expression is "don't kick a dead horse." Well, in this case, don't kick a crazy horse. If that was an inspiration for Aerosmith, I think that's really great. You're listening to Music Without Borders. Great song there. Actually, I love that track. Meat Puppets with Backwater. That's when I remember I first got exposed to the music. My guitar player, it would have been 1986, 87. My guitar player had just gotten the record, and he called a little meeting for our whole band. We had just moved to Dorchester, Boston, right? Whatever, cheap rent. Some famous people come from Dorchester. New Kids on the Block. Some right next to Roxbury. Bobby Brown, New Edition people, that whole area. I grew up kind of there. That was cheap rent, 1986. And my whole band would live together, and we had the first floor and the basement where we could rehearse and stuff. We cemented the windows in the basement so nobody would steal our stuff. We had put huge bolt locks. Area famous for crime and gangs and stuff like that. Speaking of backwater. But my guitar player, lead singer, he called a meeting for us, the guys in the band. He says, "I just got this record from the Meat Puppets, and you guys got to listen to this because it's like they're doing something very, very interesting." This was in the '80s, right? Now, this song that we just listened to was them when they were in the '90s. And to be honest with you, whether you could say they sold out or not, I'm really happy for them. That because I like that song a lot. That song is actually really, really great. Backwater. That was like one of the cool songs of the '90s. They were pre-grunge in the '80s. They were doing the stuff that all of us were trying to do. Dinosaur Jr. and we were all trying to figure out what the hell is going to be the new thing. And of course, Nirvana nailed it with Nevermind. Their first record was kind of close, but the second record nailed it. And so Meat Puppets were all part of that scene. Very, very cool requester. I like that one. I think it was for our good friend Jackie. We just got we're going to go from grunge to Burning Spear, a great reggae group. This is a song I know I've never played this one before. Mustache, this is going to be a superstar for you, buddy. Columbus. I found the 2002 remix. Let's check this one out. Burning Spear super requester, Columbus, superstar material. I haven't heard that one, but I know the group Burning Spear a lot. I made a truth. It kind of sounds like a half joke, but I really learned how to play reggae drums by. There's an interview with me online. You can find it. Maybe I'll put a link one day on it. It was an interview with me and Ben Arce when someone was asking me questions about something. And I started off with drums and learning reggae. I actually started to learn reggae drum beats because of listening to Culture Club. It was the early '80s, okay, and Do You Really Want to Hurt Me is a reggae. So it's got the reggae bass, it's got the reggae drums. It's reggae, and reggae was not top 40. Okay, it just wasn't. As a DJ, nobody was doing the whole reggae thing. Then afterwards, ska came out and so forth. But like in the early days, Culture Club was. That's how I learned how to play reggae, was listening to Culture Club. And it was just ironic. I know that my drummer was going to be with John Moss from Culture Club, and I thanked him for it. And I said, "Can I have my money back for all the Culture Club records that I bought?" He chuckled. He said he'll buy me a pint, and I said, "All right, that's all right with me." Coming up here, we've got The Roots. We've got. I'm not sure how long I'm going to play this one. I played this one before. This song is Janavi Harrison, and it's longer than my book. Oh yeah, this is where I plug it now. It's in the link in the description and all that stuff. Yeah, so I put all those links in my concert. John Moss and me doing a concert with my group Dearth in London. I put in the book, and I put it in Facebook. Links to my Facebook. I know everyone says Facebook sucks. I know, I get it. That's why I'm on YouTube. I use Facebook only for actually. That's how I talk to people like Ben Arce. That's why I talk to friends of mine actually around the world. It's easier than. I don't really use it I just use it as a tool, and I've been talking about this idea the last few days, and I'm going to bring back doing interviews on the show. Kurt knows. Kurt used to. I think I had you on. Kurt, didn't I have you? I know I heard your voice. I heard your voice on the show. I put you on the show when I was doing the Blackie Fitzpatrick show in Vienna, and Kurt's been on there. And I think I interviewed your wife as well. Once again, if anybody's thinking about they want it, it's just your voice. Nobody saw what Kurt and his wife looked like. I did, but I don't put that onto the show. I don't have that technology. To be honest with you, it's just like an old radio, call in, and I'm thinking about putting that back in so people can put a voice to your name in the chat. Right? Nobody's going to see the face. I'll see it. I'll say hey, and then we interview. Whatever, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes max, whatever. Talk about music and stuff like that. Once again, no politics, no religion. It's just this is Music Without Borders. So we're talking about music. We're giving a hi and a shout out, maybe singing happy birthday to somebody, I don't know. But today on Music Without Borders, excuse me, on Sunset Lady, I'm doing 2 shows today. On Sunset Lady, we sang, and Goss, you said that you were in the thing. My mother and I sang happy birthday to Elvis Presley. Today was his birthday. I know for Steve, he was celebrating last night. Correct, England is way before us. So this song is longer than my book, so I'm going to probably play a short version of it. We'll see how far we get. But this one is, and I'm getting close. And then I only have 2, the Flagpole Sitta and Bloodhound Gang. Pretty When I'm Drunk, and that's the title. I don't know if I played that one before. I think that is going to take us through the second hour. So when hour 3 opens up, Music Without Borders, we're going to start anew. We're going to start fresh once again. And I've said it before, if you want, you can put in your request for hour 2. But on a night like tonight, sometimes nobody requests in the beginning. So whatever. I got to play it by ear. You're going to hear your songs. Everybody from the first hour is going to hear their songs by the second hour. And it's coming up now. And I'm going to end it up with, You're Pretty When I'm Drunk. I said it wrong. You're Pretty When I'm Drunk. 1995 from the Bloodhound Gang. That's hilarious. And the Flagpole Sitta, I think that will take us through Harvey Danger. But here we go. This is, and I'm curious about this one. I typed in what the request was. It said actually MD40, but it's MD405, a small channel on YouTube. Beavis and Butthead theme piano cover. Let's check it out. very interesting request there. Let's try this one. Govinda.
Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala 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 Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya
once again, that song version is it's a theme and variation, and it's longer than my book. Check the link. But here we go. I just got two supers here for you all to listen to, and this is actually Kula Shaker with the same rendition. I'm curious about that one. And then we've got Fast Way, Say What You Will for Crick and Pat. How are we going to do this? I may have to, Crick and Pat, you may be the first song on the next hour. Let's see how this one plays out here. But here it is, Kula Shaker. Superstar material. I never played that one before. Govinda, performed by Kula Shaker. Okay, I've got two more supers here. I'm going to play one of them, and here's how the way. Steve, you're going to be the first track. Actually, it's going to be Superstar. Susan Boyle is going to start off the third hour. We're going to end the second hour with a Crick and Patch Fast Way. This is going to be also a Superstar. Say what you will. Reset time.